What is going on, FA Nation? John and Pemba here with Howard Bender. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Preview Show. Today, we are looking at some more day baseball on tap for Thursday. Kicking off at 12:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We got 6 games to break down over on DraftKings, Howard.
Why? Daytime baseball, it is not my best friend, but, listen, it doesn't mean I can't help you break down a slate here and we can talk about who we like. I'm just not betting anything here. That Scooble Reagan's matchup that we're all going to enjoy on Wednesday afternoon, it became the least enjoyable game in the world. So onwards and upwards, we move on. We thank everybody for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. And Johnny, let's get to it.
To it indeed. Starting off with the pitching position, we got 2 guys up over 10K. We got Zach Wheeler home against the Texas Rangers. And then we got Luis Gil going up against the Seattle Mariners, coming off of a 14 strikeout game. Now going up against a team that strikes out the most in baseball against right-handed pitching. I would imagine that if you're on this slate, he'd be a target of yours, but this is also a Paul Skeens day. Howard, $9,500 home against the Giants. Skeens struck out the first 6 batters in his most recent outing through a 6-inning no-hitter before getting pulled at 100 pitches, 11 strikeouts in that game here. So some firearms, some young arms on this slate, a good mix of veteran and young talent here on the board.
Yeah, I'll skip out on paying up for Wheeler. He'll probably have a good, solid game, but I'm not going to take that chance against, these Texas lefty bats. And so I'll just kind of bypass that. Louis Hill has been absolutely fantastic for the Yankees. Their back end of their rotation with him and Clark Schmidt have been, outstanding. Schmidt did not get as beaten up by the Seattle lefty bats at home as we kind of thought. And the interesting thing that's going on right now, the GM Jim Bowden and I were talking about the fact that Garrett Coles could be back in June. And then who do you put in the bullpen, or do you go to a 6-man rotation? Because, look at what Louis Hill's doing. And I'm in for this against Seattle, 100%. I think it's a great spot for him. Good, solid strikeout upside. I don't expect the 14 strikeout performance here, but I love Hill and I love Paul Skeens going up against the Giants because I don't think that their lineup is particularly potent. I think the big problem that we have on this slate, John, is that looking further down the list of pitching, it's really on the suspect side, really on the suspect side. The lowest, low echelon there, you could try and fish for Matt Waldron and chase that Big Ten strikeout performance that he just came off of there, but it's in Cincinnati. Yeah. I don't know how the Reds are going to react to the knuckleball. I mean, could they strike out like the Braves did? Maybe, or they could, kind of lock in there. So that's the area there, because everything else in between really not fun to use tonight.
No, definitely not. Again, with Cincinnati, second highest strikeout rate in baseball against right-handed pitching, 27%. They're sitting at a 280 WOBA, 140 ISO, a 211 batting average. But those are against your traditional pitchers. They're about to get 90% knuckleballs thrown at them. Those things don't knuckle. They just float, and all of a sudden you have 5 home runs leaving the ballpark in the Great American Small Park. So I'm with you there. It's not like Andrew Heaney's in a good spot. Philadelphia, despite all of their lefties, actually hit lefties really well. If you wanted to play this Oakland-Colorado matchup, I mean, Estes looked great against Seattle, and they got rocked by Houston, right? Yeah, we've been playing Gomber and Cal Quantrill. Ryan Feltner, not the same type of guy, So those guys were at least on hot runs. Feltner is not. So I'm kind of with you here. And on these smaller slates, if you spend up and double spend up, which is where we're kind of trending on going here, value can be hard to come by. And at times it's one of those spots where it's like, you know what, I will just eat a 0 at this $2,500 catcher today, just because it's going to let me get 2 pitchers that might give me 30 points each, So I'm with you. I think spending up on the, Heel and Skeens, probably the chalk of the slate. If you're going to be different, maybe you look at Luis Castillo against the Yankees, you look at Wheeler against the Rangers, but on a small slate, would it shock you if 40+% during on Heel and Skeens together here?
No, it wouldn't shock me at all. I think that's probably the majority of where it's going to live. Be interesting to look at some ownership prior to the slate. Um, we'll definitely dive into that. Because you look at any of the other spots like Montas against San Diego, that could blow up. And you could take a shot on Vines going up against the Cubs, maybe, but he didn't look good in his last call. He hasn't pitched in the majors since like mid-April, and even then, he didn't look good while doing it. So you're really in that position right now where, sure, you know what? Fluke random sun could shine on a dog's ass once, and you get like all of a sudden Ben Brown just dominates the Braves. But I mean, are you gonna do you want to put your money on that? So I'm with you, Hill and Skeens, and if you want to get a little bit different from based on what the ownership is saying, Castillo, Wheeler definitely in play.
Moving on over to catcher again, just let's build as we go because it's a smaller slate. We do this sometimes. So we do Skeens and Hill. That's 3,800 a play. So we'll have an idea of where we're going to be able to fit guys in with just those two in our lineups. And we look to spend down at catcher anyways to save some money here today. So I guess depending on when those lineups come out, we'd have a better idea of where our spend down catchers would end up being. Like maybe Trump early game, maybe Darno gets the day off here.
I'm looking even, Amaya, you could just throw away with Amaya going up against the rookie kid. That might not be a bad spot. Let's because he's playing over Yan Gomes now more often than not. Now I don't know. I'd have to look at the schedule for Wednesday and see if what's going on. But Amaya seems to be the guy in over there. So Amaya. Philly could throw Stubbs. Oh, no, Stubbs is a lefty. Never mind. They won't do that. But Luke Maley against Waldron, that might be. So you can find something. I think we can look here 2,600 or lower.
Okay. We'll plug Amaya in for now. That gives us around 4K a play. First base, got Harper in the lefty spot. Not going to play Steer. Maybe Matt Olson, 52, could be one of the spend outs we target on this one. But again, on a smaller slate, value goes down. Maybe Jake Cronenworth against Frankie Montas.
Yeah, that one I kind of like, right? Lefty bat right there. And, and Michael Busch for the same token also. Another lefty bat there. I think I would definitely be happy living in that realm. Yeah,
Padres could be an interesting stack for us today. Kind of just scrolling down to see if anybody else stands out here. Rowdy Tellez is $2,900. Soderstrom should probably be in the line. They took away his catcher eligibility. That's kind of hurtful for us here, but $2,800. If he ends up being in the starting lineup against Feltner, I'd plug him in just for the sake of needing some value on this slate.
Well, again, I think there are definitely other spots where we can seek out some value. Mike Ford, how about Mike Ford swinging against a knuckleballer for 3,300? His lefty bat will be in that lineup.
Sure. I think both of those guys play up. Let's see if we can do a Cronenworth for now. 4,400. If we have
Eleuteris Montero against Estes.
Is that what where's what's his price tag?
That's $3,000. $3,000. That's down in like Soderstrom area.
Yeah.
That's low. So all right, so we could find some value there. We could definitely dig out a little bit of value. I prefer to stay in the Cronenworth Busch area if we can.
Yeah.
But at least we know we got some options there.
Agreed. Second base, again, spending up options, Semien, Albies, Stotts, lefty, Horner at 4K. That feels like pretty good against Vines.
He's woken up, right? He had the game-winning hit in Monday's game. No, I don't even know what day it is right now.
Yeah, had been Tuesday's game, yeah.
It was Tuesday's game, right? I don't know what day the slate is that we're talking about. I don't know what day it is right now, and I can't tell you what players I wanted to talk about from the past.
Right. So Horner's there at 4K. I definitely don't mind him. Zach Geloff's $3,800. Been slow to start. Merrifield against Heaney probably in the lineup at $3,500. Had been leading off at times against lefties, so maybe there's a chance for that there. What's our guy Bay doing? He get called up?
He just got called up the other day.
I like this. Bay at 3,200 against a righty, has some solo base upside against Black. I'd plug Bay in here.
Right. Go ahead. Plug him in for second base. We can also move him into the outfield if we've got some more there. We want to find
Sure.
A different spend. If we're looking and we want to think about spend. I don't even think we want to spend up. I mean, I guess Horner would probably be the highest we would want to spend at second anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Probably the highest. Third base does have Bohm versus lefty at 56. That would be
lock it.
That would be nice. That would get us down to 3,600 to play. There's Dansby Swanson 33.
Is he even playing anymore?
They just called him up from the IL. He had 2 hits yesterday. First game back.
Dansby, welcome back.
Edmund Sosa actually hits lefties really well. He's $3,400.
Okay,
could go there for some value.
Sure. Looking further down, Peraza just got sent back down. Mastroboni could be in there against Vines. Nice little lefty bat there. Could kick you in a little something there.
Yeah, that's kind of gross though.
It is kind of gross. Well, so is Nick Madrigal.
That's true. Let's go. What do we have in our lineup right now? Let's go Sosa for now because we have Bohm, and if we can spin back around, if we need to. All right, 3,700. We're basically eliminating any spend up outfielders at the current moment here, unless we find a really cheap outfielder. So let's look at this 3,700 and below range.
Jackson Merrill against Frankie Montas.
Yep, that fits with Cronenworth stack there.
Yeah.
$3,800. I'm not going to go Rayleigh. Pecro Armstrong, 33.
Yeah. Could do Sawinski at 35 against Black. I mean, I know it's sink or swim, but, what are you going to do?
Sure.
Nick Martini just got called up. No, don't do it.
Jared Kelenich's going to hit 9th against Brown, 2,800.
That is true. He will do that.
That might be the play, just to save some money. Hits in back-to-back games for him. He's been bad though. He's been so bad.
He's been bad.
You said Nick Martini. We're not pitching
No, we're not doing that. Who were you just talking about? You were just talking Kelenic.
Kelenic only because he's 2,800.
No. I'm fine. Moving off of him for sure.
Did you Seth Brown for some power against Feltner?
Oh yeah. We could definitely do that.
Same price, so that gives us 4,800. So now that gives us at least a spend up option. Could just pair him up with Rooker and go Rooker or Brown.
Yeah, we could just do that.
Let's see.
Could do that. What else does that kind of get us? That'll
give us $300 to play with if we went Brown, Rooker. It gives us 2 Phillies, 2 A's, 2 Padres, and then one-offs of Bay and Amaya here.
Okay. Do you want to test the waters and see if we spend further down than Bohm, or you want to stick with Bohm?
Well, we got rid of Bohm at 3rd.
I mean, just wipe out the rest of that lineup there of Sosa, Merrill, Brown, and Rooker, I guess.
Well, I do like the outfield there.
Okay. Well, then then leave Alec Bohm in there, man. I don't need anything else. We're throwing away. I mean, if you can get a hit out of Sosa, great. If you can get a hit out of Amaya, great.
I think you'll get more than a hit out of Edmund Sosa. I don't know if you've seen his splits against left-handed pitching this year, but they've been kind of elite. I wrote him up in an underdog play last week as hits, runs, and RBIs. He got a hit and then got hit and left the game, unfortunately. We got a reboot on that, thankfully, for those pick'em sites and their willingness to work. Against left-handed pitching this season, he's hitting 310 with a 340 ISO, a 650 slug. That's Edmund Sosa, Howard. Man is absolutely smashing left-handed pitching this season. So, all right, example lineup with the double spend up at pitcher. We can mention we don't mind if you want to go down to Matt Waldron to save a little bit of cash on one of these two. You'll be able to build, maybe a sexier looking lineup, but this is at least what we're looking at the current moment here. Skeens, Heel, Amaya, Cronenworth, Bay, Bohm, Sosa, Merrill, Brown, and Rooker with 3K left over here. So you have a little bit of money to play around with. We're $100 off of Nick Castellanos there, which is unfortunate to get him against Heaney, but it is kind of what it is in that situation.
Only if something sad happens in the world does Castellanos. And I don't know if this game starts too early that something bad won't happen beforehand. Can't always rely on a racist comment from an announcer.
From an announcer, that's fair. So an example lineup for everybody. Our guy Jason Radowski will have the playbook for all of you. So make sure you check that out. Hit that like, subscribe button. Again, no live show today because, well, we pretty much only have day baseball. You have 2 games after 4 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll be back with the preview show for Friday slate and then live at 4 p.m. Eastern on Friday. So make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter. Become a member of the Fantasy Alarm family so you get all of our premium tools and content. Howard, sir, good luck with your lineup builds, and to all of you out there as well. We'll catch you later.